Good Shabbos. We're going to turn to page 129, the third selection down. Ki Eshmera Shabbat. Ki Eshmera Shabbat, El Yishmereini. Ki Eshmera Shabbat, El Yishmereini. Ori le'ol mehad beino uveni. Ori le'ol mehad beino uveni. When I keep Shabbat, God watches over me. It is a sign forever between God and me. Please join me. Ki yeshmera Shabbat el yishmereini. Yeshmera Shabbat El Yishmereini. Ori le'ol mehad beino uveni. Ori le'ol mehad beino uveni.
Good evening, good Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom, and welcome. Special words of thanks to Andy Sussman, our cantor, to Ruth Pavlo, our accompanist, to our tech guru, Xavier, to our kitchen staff, Dimitri and Tracy, to everyone in our office who prepared all the paperwork and everything else for this evening. And again, Shabbat Shalom. We are going to continue on page 120 with the Shabbat candle blessing. And we call up Laurel Griefer and Ellen Russo to lead us in the blessing. Yeah, come on up. Now they're drifting in.
Blessed are you, God, source of all life, who brings us holiness through the mitzvot, and who has given us the mitzvah of lighting the Shabbat candle.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you. We continue now on page 130 as we begin the cycle of the Psalms for Kabbalat Shabbat. We begin with the verse that we're going to be singing, Psalm 95, Lechu neranena l'Adonai.
Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Naria letzur yishenu, nekadma fanav betodah. Naria letzur yishenu, bizmirot naria lo. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai.
And now at the bottom of page 131, Yismachu Hashemayim, let the heavens rejoice, as if the entire universe along with us.
ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ. ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ. ירמיים, 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 ומלוא. ירמיים, 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 ומלוא. יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה לה לה, la la la, ya la 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 la.
At the bottom of page 132, light is sown for the righteous. Or zaru ala tzaddik.
Or zaru ala tzaddik u yishrei lev simcha. Or zaru ala tzaddik u yishrei lev simcha. Simchu tzaddikim b'Adonai, b'Adonai, vehodu lezecher kodsho. Tzaddiku yishrei lev simcha. Or zarua tzaddik u yishrei lev simcha.
The top of 134, Zamru l'Adonai b'chino.
Zamru l'Adonai b'chinor, b'chinor v'kol simra, b'chatzotzrot v'kol shofar, ari lifnei melech Adonai, yiram hayam umlo'o, tevel ve'yoshveva, neharot ימחהו חף, יחד הרים ירננו.
The bottom of 135, exalt Adonai our God toward God's holy mountain. Adonai our God is holy, Romamu.
רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. La 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 ya la 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 la.
And on page 136, Psalm 29, Mizmor LeDavid.
Mizmor LeDavid, havu l'Adonai b'nei Eli, havu l'Adonai kevod va'oz, שכחו לאדוני כבוד שמו, שכחו לאדוני בהדרת קודש, כל אדוני המים אל הכבוד הרים. לי 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 Adonai oz le'amo yiten, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom.
And now the Chadodi on page 138 as we actually greet the Sabbath bride.
לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ותפארת ולי תהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, אור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה, במחשבה תהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי התעוררי כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת מלאה, גם בשמחה ובתהונה, תוך המוני הסגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה.
Page 140, Psalm 92, a psalm for the Shabbat, Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, וזמר לשמך עליון, וזמר לשמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, וזמר לשמך עליון, וזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור. La 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 la.
Please rise for the Chatzi Kaddish on 144.
Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei rava.
Amen.
B'yaman divrahute v'yamith malhute. V'hayechon uvyomecho ufhayedeko be'Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, ubizman kariv v'meru.
Amen.
Yehi shmei rabba mevara, le'olam olam me'omaya. Yiparak v'yishtabak, v'yipa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shemei dekudesha
Berichu.
Le'elam min kol brachata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiram be'alma v'yemeru.
Amen.
We remain standing for the Baruch Hu on page 146.
Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam va'ed.
On page, please be seated. On 148, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidbaro ma'ariv aravim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim.
Together, blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars and their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, ruling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzivaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, HaMa'ariv Aravim.
Baruch atah Adonai HaMa'ariv Aravim. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu lemadeta, otanu lemadeta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbenu ufkumenu nasich bechukecha v'nismach b'divrei toratecha uv'mitzvotecha leolam va'ed ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu uvahem negeh yomam v'layla neke yomam v'layla. Ve'avatcha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch ata Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Ohev amo Yisrael.
152, we rise for the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever. Please be seated, and we continue on 154.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצאך היום על לבביך. ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלבתך בדרך ושכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך ובטלתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי ואתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות להם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. And you shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And all these words which I command you on this day shall be upon your heart, shall be upon your heart, and you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up, and you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be as symbols before your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorpost of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
On the top of 157, standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go it is eternally Egypt. There's a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
Yai bye bye bim bim bum, yabba bye bye bim bum, yabba bye bye bim bim bum, yabba ba ba bim bum. Ay 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 yabba ba ba bim bum. Ay 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 yabba ba ba bim bum. Mi chamocha bali Adonai, mi kamocha nedar bakodesh. No ratahilot, oh sefele. No ratahilot, oh sefele. Malechutacha rahu vanecha. Bokeyayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam. Ze'eli anu ve'amru. Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. Ay bye bye bim bim bum, yabba bye bye bim bum, yabba bye bye bim bim bum, yabba bye bye bim bum. Ay 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 yabba ba ba bim bum. Ay 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 yabba bye bye bim bum. Baruch atah Adonai Gaal Yisrael.
God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up our guardian to life renewed. Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom. Hamidenu Shomreinu L'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom. Hamidenu Shomreinu L'chaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom. Hamidenu Shomreinu L'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom. Hamidenu Shomreinu L'chaim.
The top of 162, the people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. B'Shamru.
B'Shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam. Berit olam beini uvein bnei Yisrael oti leolam. Ki sheshet yamin asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Vayom hashvi'i Shavat, Shavat, vayihi nafash Shavat, Shavat, vayihi nafash Shavat, Shavat, vayihi nafash.
Adonai sifatai tifta ufia gitahilateha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rahel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezorher Hasteavot v'Imahot, Umi Vigula Livnei V'Nehem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach Umagin, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham V'Tzrat Tzara, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mehayeh HaKol Atah Rav Lehushia, Morid Hatal, Mekakel Hayim Bechesed, Mehayeh HaKol Berak Ramim Rabim, Someth Noflim Verofeh Holim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Mihamoha Bal Givuro, Umido Mehela, Melet Mimi to Mehayem, Umatmi Yeshua, Venemana Talachayotako, Baruch atah Adonai, Mehayeh HaKol, Atah Kadosh, Yimcha Kadosh, Ukedoshim B'chol Yamcha Lu Asela, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
And we continue silently up until 180.
Ose shalom bimroma, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimroma, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimroma, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Page 371, Prayers for Healing. We pause for a moment to pray for those who are ill and those who are in danger.
Mi sheberach avotenu Avraham, Yitzchak ve'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel ve'Leah, hu yevarech v'yirapeh et hacholim.
We mention in particular the following members of our extended congregational family: Paul Aronson, David Appel, Judy Averbach, Avraham Ben Roiza, Pearl Bermoho, Shlomo Betzalel Ben Avraham, Ethan Campbell, Stuart Cartoon, Sandra Chesler, Brian Clohessy, Randy Clohessy, Jay Crystal, Terry Darmody, Roiza Bat Shmuel of Vatsheva, Carol Fendel, Lionel Fendel, Sandra Friedland, Rachel Galazan, Phyllis Gorowitz, Carol Gross, Arnold Grossman, Dina Grossman, Sheila Grossman, Henry Grossman, Marcia Hopp, Tracy Janetta, Alma Kalish, Eileen Kaplan, Marian Kostrinsky, Label Lazaroff, Anita Levin, Philip Edson Levine, Sandy Lobel, and Jim Marsh, Leila Nelson, Miriam Mendelson, Andrea Perez, Richard Pettigrew, Bruce Pickholz, David Pinsley, Sophie Pollack, Harriet Radin, Arnold Reamer, Joyce Rosenblatt, Rosalie Saltio, Louise Samuels, Myrna Shapiro, Bobby Sherman Geeson, Katie Weinstock, and Lori Weinstock. And those of you who have additional names, please share them with us now. Yes, go ahead. And I'm moving over to this side of the room. Yeah, please. I'll start in the front. Go ahead. Yeah. You go. Yes, go ahead. And moving over, yes, Linda. Do I have everyone? May they all be granted a refuah shlema, and let us all say amen as we.
El narefanallah, El narefanallah, El narefanallah, El narefanallah. Mi sheberach avotenu Avraham, Yitzchak ve'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel ve'Leah, hu yevarech v'yirapeh et hacholim.
And at the bottom of page 371, on behalf of those who are doing better, a prayer of thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shegemalanu kol tov. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who has bestowed every goodness upon us. May the one who has bestowed goodness upon us continue to bestow every goodness upon us forever. My comments this evening are a sort of work in progress. It was inspired by some thoughts that were passed around the other morning on the seventh day of Pesach. And we all know that food plays an important role, and I'm not talking about what recipe you use for this, that, or the other, or the fact that we change our food habits completely. And also inspired by the fact that this week's Torah portion includes the Leviticus version of the dietary laws. I might want to call this the theology or the spirituality of going to the grocery store from a Jewish perspective. Now, I had to say from a Jewish perspective because before we talk about a Jewish perspective, there's even a larger perspective, because when we go to the grocery store and buy food, we are among the lucky ones in this world today. I'm not going to deal with that right now. I should, I know, but those of us who can go and buy our food, despite all the inflation, we are the fortunate ones. I'm talking about the Jewish specifics. During Pesach, if you go to the grocery store, I would imagine you would avoid buying bread. It's a fair assumption, even though I know from experience that I have seen members of other congregations, not this one, of course, in the grocery store where they have loaves of bread piled up in their shopping carts. Not that I'm noticing so much, but it's standing there. You can't help but notice. The rest of the year, what sections of the store do we go to? And again, I'm thinking from a Jewish perspective. I may, without even thinking, without even making a choice, I would never even consider going to the pork section, all right? I'm not making a choice, I don't think. That's just the way I am. Now, I'm not going to get into a philosophical discussion as to what the word choice means and to what extent do we really have a choice, and if we do, and what are the consequences and all of that. But if it's never an option, if it's something you never consider, you're looking at things differently. And whatever level of dietary laws you practice or don't practice, from a historical point of view, one of the things that distinguished us, we thought positively, others thought negatively, was the fact that we ate differently. We were discriminated against because of this, and we discriminated. Now, discrimination means to choose, basically, and we chose not to sit down and eat with people who didn't follow certain food laws. But there were those who persecuted us and gave us the choice of eating something or death. This actually happened, and not that long ago, and I'm sure in certain parts of the world, not physical pressure, but social pressure still exists. Part of the effort of Jews to be part of general society over the past couple of hundred years was to put aside the dietary laws. Early manifestations of Reform Judaism said this is something of the ancient past. Now we're more open to choice. If I want to observe things, fine. If I don't, fine. But it's still definitely part of our history. And when people say to me they aren't religious Jews, whatever that means, and say they are just cultural Jews, I don't know what they're talking about, because I challenge it in the following way. Talk about food. What makes you Jewish culturally? I will list a few things that could make the list very long that you would think are absolutely Jewish from a cultural perspective that I personally cannot stand, okay? I don't know what is on the top of the list, but I think lox is up there with chopped liver. I can't stand the thought. It's not that I don't like it. I can't stand the thought, and I won't eat it, okay? I am compelled under certain circumstances to eat those things that are called bagels, but if I never see another bagel for the rest of my life, I would not be upset. Now, I know there are those of you who are saying, are you really Jewish? Now, okay, And the other thing is we're supposed to have, this is complete disrespect for my poor mother, but we're supposed to think kindly and warmly about the beautiful recipes and the smells in our mother's kitchen. There was nothing my mother made that I liked, okay? And may God forgive me for not respecting my mother, who is now looking down and saying, I understand. but that's another story. What makes food Jewish isn't the gefilte fish or whatever recipe we use for haroset, and we've always made more than one recipe for it. But it's whether the food follows the dietary laws. And I've sometimes said there are very, very few actual items that are Jewish. In other words, leave out the chopped liver. Matzah definitely is. Now let's talk about matzah for a minute. Matzah, as people said to me, what does matzah taste like? And I said, cardboard. Okay, I mean, I don't know a better way of putting it. And some of us can't stand the thought of matzah, and some of us have to put all kinds of stuff on it to kill the taste. Understood? Hey, that's the origin of all the sauces and the gravies that we have at fancy restaurants. It's to kill the taste of rotten meat in pre-modern times. That's another story. But the rabbinic tradition recognizes that some people can't stand matzah, and not just can't stand the taste, but what it does to their systems. So you're under the requirement to eat matzah the first day, the first 2 days if you are more traditional, but the rest of the week, no, you can't eat bread, but you don't eat matzah. There's that consideration. And then what is the absolute minimum? You don't have to eat a whole box. You just have to fulfill the symbolic amount which you're required to do. So when I go to the grocery store, it is not a decision, should I go up this aisle or down that aisle? I may, out of curiosity, look around certain areas to see what is new and what is different, but without thinking, it's part of my being. Don't ask me, I can't explain it. It's just the way I have always lived. And I don't want to say it's the way I was brought up, because a lot of people are brought up certain ways and rebel against it or don't think twice about it. A Jewish approach, and a Jewish approach also an awareness that when we are eating, there are those who don't have food to eat. And there are those who speak about, the Seder is supposed to be a feast, but it's also supposed to be the bread of affliction, the matzah. And it's a bit of both and. That awareness that even when we left Egypt, we went into the desert and there wasn't any food. And God rained down, that's the literal translation, this stuff for us to eat. That sometimes we can't take eating for granted. And from a Jewish perspective, I'm going to say one more thing, and that is about eating animals. There's a huge debate. Is it permitted to kill an animal in order to eat it? An argument has been made that from a Jewish perspective, you're not supposed to do this. And this is the serious rabbinic debate, not the stuff that we hear from our grandparents. But then why did God, if we believe that God made all these commandments, why did God allow us to eat certain things and prohibit others? Because God knew that we would be eating animals no matter what. If God said no animals, we do it anyway. So it's restricted. You can eat animals, but not anything you want. And in life, there are lots of things we want, but it can't be everything we want. So I'm sort of working up some more thoughts on this. It's inspired, of course, by this week's Torah reading, but even more so a discussion we started to have the other morning about religious choice and what we choose and what we don't choose. And there are different levels of choice, because I sit down, do I want A, do I want B? I can't decide. The waiter has to come back 15 times. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about things that are so much part of our being that we don't think twice about it. May we be inspired, I hope at least, if we're not making the right choices. And look, I'm not naive about all of this. I know people do all kinds of things, but at least to be aware of our history and to be aware that our eating habits have been very, very important in all that we have done through the ages. May we continue to learn, may we continue to be inspired by our history, and may we continue to make the right choices, or without even having to worry about it, just do the right thing. Amen. Now, announcements. And before you come up, but I have to say, there's been a lot of confusion for the next 2 Tuesdays, this Tuesday and the Tuesday after. My Tanakh class will not meet. I think that's X'd out there. Yes, I will be out of town. Yes.
Ooh, hope you're going somewhere nice.
So do I.
Shabbat Shalom. There we go. All right, Shabbat Shalom. Well, thank you very much, Rabbi Snyderman, Andy Sussman, Ruth Pavlov, for a beautiful service. Xavier, thank you for the technology and making sure the mic worked for me. Saturday, tomorrow, September 11th. Saturday, April 11th, 9 a.m., Torah discussion with Rabbi Snyderman on Zoom. Sunday, April 12th, the ECC Art Fair from 2 to 5 here at TBO. They put on a great show. Yeah. It's so nice. You see all the kids' little artwork. It's really, and they have like a book drive too. So it's a lot of fun. Definitely come out and see. It's a good time. Like we said, Tuesday Tanakh on April 14th and April 21st are both canceled. Wednesday, April 15th, we have Contemporary Jewish Issues with Rabbi Mark Goldman here at TBO. Friday, April 17th, a Shabbat service here at TBO. It's a beautiful, soulful music service that's filled with music-filled Shabbat experience. So we're going to join Rabbi Mark, Rabbi Laura, and Callie for a powerful Shabbat with music and spiritual experience. So definitely come on the 17th for that service. We also have, how do you say the dance, the Israeli dance?
Well, Rikudim.
Rikudim. I'm new at this.
All right.
Every Wednesday at 7
Rikudim
p.m.
or dances, I mean.
Dances, there you go.
Right.
Israeli dance every Wednesday at TKAE at 7 p.m. You do need to register for it. Members are $10, non-members are $15. Hope you're enjoying the Shabbat dinners, so please feel free to sponsor a dinner online. There's also volunteers that are needed for serving, so this way we all get our food quicker and sit down and enjoy together. And we also have the information in the Connect for you for the information. And of course, we can't forget that TBO has maintained the Rabbi Gross food closet for more than 15 years. And at one time, it was serving more than 100 needy members of our community. So additional food banks have been opened, which helped to share the burden, but we still need to have food to give to serve those in need. So please consider weekly donations. There is a listing, again, in the Connect for you, so that way you can bring that food and put it into the trunk outside of the ECC building. So with that, I want to say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, and thank you. And we now call up Linda and Stuart to open up the Ark for Aleinu, page 586. Please rise. 586.
עלינו לשבח לדוד הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We close the ark. And please be seated. I'm at the bottom of page 597. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and of death. Of the recently departed, we mention Nancy Matire. Of those whose yahrzeits occurred this week, Barbara Latman, Joseph Meyer, Shirley Rosenberg, Leo Hirschberg, Joseph Strom, Celia Traub, Dora Selman, Gertrude Mednick, Joyce Handler, Hilda Berkowitz. And those of you who have additional names, again, I'll start on this side. Am I seeing any hands? May their memories stay alive with us in our thoughts, in our dreams, in our behavior. Let us turn to page 598. Rise for the Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yalma divrach cherutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. B'gala u'v'zman kariv v'imru.
Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei almaya.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'tromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmei dekudsha brechu. Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata damiran v'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shamaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
May the source of peace grant peace unto those who mourn and comfort the bereaved among us. Let us all say Amen.
Amen.
And we continue now with Kiddush and Hamotzi.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon.
Come on.
Melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Ni l'shalom Malachei Hashalom Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seidchem l'shalom Malachei Hashalom Malachei Elyon. Mimelech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratav v'hahanu, v'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava u'ratzon hinhelanu. Zikaron le'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom tehila lamikra kodesh. Shabbat Kochaha Be'ahava Uvratzon In Haltanu Baruch Atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat Amen.
L'chaim.
Delicioso. Delicioso. Ta-da! Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lehem min haaretz.
Amen. S.